Right, exciting day today. It's my first run back in about 4 weeks, I think. So heading over tonight, Catherine's running too. We're going over to Corby Run Club, which is about a 15-minute drive. I'm not going to do the session with them, but the plan is I'm going to do like a 20-minute jog. Hopefully, I won't have any pain in my hip. And yeah, I've done quite a lot of stuff to get to this point in terms of like injury recovery, and I'm going to share that with you later on in the video because I think it might be quite interesting. But for now, get over to the run club and do a pain-free run. That would be amazing. So we'll see you there. Tentative first few steps. Just waiting for it to start hurting. No, that's the wrong attitude. It's fine, it's healed.
It's all mental, you're not actually injured.
Injuries are just a state of mind. 3.5 minutes in, still feeling okay. That's 11 minutes in now and we're still okay. Not sure how much more to do, but we'll see. The rest of the group were doing a 5k tempo session and I didn't want to quite do that just yet, so I got in the car with Charlie, our coach, and drove around to the halfway point to take things slightly easier and do a bit of a shorter run. I'll see you back at the start. 11! Okay, 23 minutes in, 4.5k. Still feeling good. I think I'm going to do like another 5 minutes or so. Call it there because I don't want to push things too much, but so stoked that finally feels like it's in the right place, that it's better. 26 minutes. Done. So if you couldn't tell, I was pretty buzzing with that. Only 5.14k in 26.5 minutes, but my first pain-free run since about the middle of February. So a massive step in the right direction. Well done to everyone else who did the session that evening too. That went well, and I guess now I've got a few more runs this week, so I'll bring you along for those. But it's probably good to go into a few changes I've made. So I'll change to indoors Will to run you through those now. Right, inside Will here, and these changes I'm talking about, they're not so much training changes or S&C changes. What they are is lifestyle changes. So you're obviously only training a small amount of the day, so for the other 22 hours, what you do has a huge effect on how susceptible you are to injuries. So basically the first change is, since the lockdown, and I'm sure like many of you, I ended up working from home. This was my workstation, so it's got a fixed height desk, pretty standard chair. I'll give it, it's got a good view, but not particularly ergonomic and not doing myself any favours. So, made a few changes and we'll go upstairs now, that being one of them. We moved the office from downstairs to upstairs. But yeah, we'll go check those out now. So recently we made the decision to buy some standing desks. These are electric operated ones and it makes a huge difference to how much you're sitting down during the day. Just the ability to change between sitting and standing is really, really useful. This neat little phone stand, once again for video calls and similar, just means that the phone's no longer quite a strain to look down to. Next, this shelf, which I use as a monitor stand, is actually a few IKEA bits coddled together, and it brings the top of the monitor up nicely in line with my eyes, which means that I'm not straining my neck. And it's a pretty good perch for this guy as well. So I'm hoping with this snazzy ergonomic workstation that I'm going to basically prevent myself from being susceptible to those injuries and problems that you get from sitting down too much. The plan for the rest of today is I'm going to get out for a run again, and then I've got a gym session this evening. So I will catch up with you on my run later. 2 runs in as many days, still feeling good. No semblance of any pain at all. This is only going to be a short run, but it's got 2 purposes because I'm also picking an onion up for dinner. So let's go get that, get home, and then I'll explain the rest of the lifestyle changes which I've made, and a good book which I think you should read too. Onions acquired, picked up a little snack as well, but that is 4k in 19 minutes, second run, pain-free, so I think can put the injury, which has been bugging me since February, to bed, which is very exciting. Just gonna jog at home now, get some dinner with the onions, and I think I'll catch up with you again tomorrow for those last few changes I've made, and also what's coming on the channel in general. So I will see you tomorrow for a few more pearls of wisdom, hopefully. See you then. Right, so this is the other thing which I've changed. This is where the magic happens, and by magic I mean deep restorative sleep. And what we've done is we've bought a new bed frame and a new memory foam mattress, because the old one was like dipping quite a lot. So this one's now nice and supportive, super comfy, and an undisturbed night's sleep. Hey, shut up. Okay, we'll go back next door. So the new bed and the new mattress was basically, we didn't realise that a memory foam mattress really needs to be on a slat bed. That's why we bought both at the same time. And like the desk, it's a place where you spend 8 hours a day, so it's really, really important that you get the best sleep possible. Sleep's a pretty big performance enhancer, so it's like the one thing which I really think you've got to get right before you even think about getting any sort of training plan together, is nailing your sleep pattern. The other thing I've done throughout this injured period is I visited the physio that my coach Chris works with, called Claire, over at Physio Synergy. A number of sessions with her and a number of rehab exercises, and now moving on to a more informed gym program has basically meant that hopefully this shouldn't happen again. And I feel a lot better just put together generally having done those exercises now. Another slightly less obvious thing I used this time to take a check of was my diet. So I logged exactly what I was eating for 7 days using MyFitnessPal, and then the idea behind that was to check my energy balance, macronutrients, micronutrients, see if there's any low-hanging fruit there. And it turned out after 7 days that both my protein intake and my iron intake were quite low for the activity levels I was doing. So I'm now supplementing both of those, and as a result I've got so much more energy than I had before. Might just be a placebo, but it seems to be working, so I'm definitely going to continue doing that and take another check of where my diet's at in a few months' time. So I did say that I also had the first instalment of the Will Cowan Book Club today, and I wasn't lying. This is another book which I read during the time in which I was injured. I'm kind of waxing lyrical about the time I was injured. Oh yeah, back when I used to be injured. This is The Lost Art of Running, and it's by the guy that's now I think he has been for a while, the movement, so running technique coach for British athletics. And it's all about his journey and how he's kind of got to where he has on the formula of running well. It's a really interesting read that talks about how he kind of went over and studied the Kenyans running and talked with their coaches, as well as people that run all around the world. And the takeaways aren't just running technique, it's also talking about, like how this video is, the effects that your lifestyle has on how well you run. So it's well worth a read. It's quite a short book, but there's some really useful takeaways if you want to move your running on. And it's pretty important to note that in that, Kenyans definitely don't sit at their desk 8 hours a day to run a 2-hour marathon. It's just not the done thing. So hopefully these changes I've talked about today is like the first few steps in moving my running on, because ultimately, bike for show, run for dough. That's the plan for this season anyway. Stay tuned on the channel. I'm contemplating this week putting out some more consistent videos. I'm not gonna fully commit to a daily vlog, but I'm gonna try and do things more consistently training wise. Now that I'm doing some more interesting sessions, I've got some bike testing coming up, some race specific sessions, so I think it'll be quite interesting. I think one of the things holding the channel back is how frequently I'm uploading, so I wanna put more content out there and just kind of get it done, get more videos out. If that's your sort of thing, make sure you're subscribed if you're not already, and I will see you in the next video, which should hopefully be very soon. I will see you then.